CMD, go on CMD.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with here, Jay.
Well, whole city is gonna come down.
Go back up. You see
So unfortunate for them.
off the start.
Away into turn one, great
Milan dragging him along a bit. Isn't it with that thing? Yeah, slide.
I didn't even
Do it. Okay. Just all right, here we are. It's qualifying time for Tier 2 around Spa-Francorchamps. And we see everyone waiting in the pit lane as we wait for them all to come out and start setting their lap times out. The 18-minute session has already begun, and we just look down there for any action that could possibly be going down in the pit lane, and we're seeing the first signs of cars ready to come out there down at the Mercedes garage. We wait to see which car that is, and there's a car that's come out a bit further ahead, and multiple cars are coming out of the pit lane now. We have, who is that who's just left there? We got ST Plays is in the pit lane. We got Martin who's just come out on the outlap. He's the first car out onto the circuit. We've also got, there's that, and yes, that is the Haas that's come out there. There's also one of the Williams out on the circuit as well. And as I said earlier, ST Plays also out as well. And we see other cars coming out of the pit lane as well. And of course, this qualifying session wouldn't be possible without the incredible sponsors that sponsor us here. I'll just quickly run through them now. So we've got the sponsors, of course, Mo Push, Formula Prince, Reaction Time F1 Podcast, 60 Ionic, RCS GFX, Racetrack Arts, Formula Rings, Legala Motorsports, Pit Stop Prizes, Next Level Racing, High Caliber Apparel, Superfan Racing, Grid Finder, F1WL, and David Racing, all incredible sponsors who can make these events happen for us. And they bring to us these incredible moments and are really the heart and soul of this F1 league. As we see the cars making their way round to start their qualifying laps, and the first one round will be the AlphaTauri of Martin, who comes up towards Blanchiment now. We got a flurry of cars who are out on the track right now. Yeah, some of the other cars that have come out are High Caliber in the Alfa Romeo, McDam in the other Williams, going very slow down the back straight, weaving his tyres up, as are most of the other drivers. And Lotus has also come out in the Ferrari. There is Sherwood Face, so both Alfa Romeos out of the pit lane already, trying to check their laps. And Robert Boss 1 also out on a time lap, and there's a yellow flag in sector 3 as Martin starts his lap already. And we've got a flurry of cars all across the track, and there, a bit of traffic at the final corner as Martin makes his way up Eau Rouge down the flat out Campbell Straight now, as we see what kind of sector times he's going to put in. He's going to be the one who they're all going to want to follow here at Spa. He's the bench set, he's the bench time for them all to beat, hopefully. As we watch him come down into Bruxelles corner, I believe it's called. And we just see him head through Pouon there. I mean, come into Pouon, sorry. As going through, already going fast already. Well, he's the only car who's set a time, and that time has already been bested by another driver. Really, as he comes out of Fania, absolutely pushing 100% as he heads through into Stavelot. And now he'll be flat out up towards Blanchiment from here on in, as the stewards give out a warning already. As we see Martin heading flat out through Blanchiment up towards bus stop. Let's hope the traffic has cleared itself, and it looks like it has. He's going to have a plain sailing, smooth way to get to the finish line. And here's the time they'll all be aiming to beat. It'll be a 1:43.0. That's the time they're all aiming to beat then. That is the benchmark time set by Martin in the AlphaTauri. And already there is the Williams crossing line, unfortunately not beating it. 1:45.1. That wouldn't be fast enough, and there's a yellow flag in sector 1. Wonder what's happening down there. As we see the other cars coming across the line there. Sinez crossing the line, and I do apologise if I'm saying that incorrectly. 1:43.5. So only 5 tenths off of Martin's pace. And we wait to see the other cars cross the line, as there is Robertos and Esprit Lotus putting in their laps. If you look down there, that is Blanchiment as their cars head up. That's the McLaren of, I assume that would be Jeansy Boy. Yes, that is Jeansy, who's coming down towards the bus stop chicane. Already hasn't set a lap yet, so he'll be coming around to start his lap then as he heads around the final corner. He's now going to be flat out across the line. Yellows in sector 1 again. What is going on? As we see Jeansy heading to turn 1. There's the Alfa Romeo on exit. Could be giving Jeansy a little bit of a draft. That is Sales Face in the Alfa, I believe, who is going to give Jeansy a bit of a slipstream effect down the Kemmel Straight now. As they flat out down the Kemmel Straight in 8th gear. I maybe a bit too far back for a slipstream. He's definitely playing advantage, whether that's 30F or whatever, coming out with the back of Sales Face's car. He heads into Bristol's corner, I believe it's called. And then down towards the no-name comes Jeansy Boy in the McLaren, already setting the pace. And there is a yellow flag in sector 3. There's the yellow flag sector 1 and 3. There's cars. There's yellow flags in all sectors. What is going on? There's a slow moving pass up there at the top of the chicane, I think. As Jeansy, we go back to Jeansy's lap, and he heads out up towards Blanchimont now. As he comes out of the last corner, he'll be coming up towards Blanchimont now. And there he is, coming through up towards Flower Corner, almost onto the grass there, pretty much on the grass. And now he comes up towards the bus stop chicane. That car ahead of him, which I believe is Sir's Face, he may have caught up to him. Now let's see what lap he can put in here. Can he best the rest of the field? What's it going to be for Jeansy Boy? It's going to be fourth fastest with a 43.9 second lap time. That's not bad there from Jeansy, but it does look to be Martin who's setting the pace already here with a 143.0. There's one of the front runners who've already put in their lap time coming to the pit lane. We look down to other cars out there on the track, and another yellow in sector 3. I don't know what is happening down there. It looks to be still cars yet to set their lap times are Mano, Firefly has just come out the pit lane, Sonojo, and I believe Sonojo may be on a lap as well. He might be on a fast lap for all we know, as he comes out up towards Blanchimont. That's Jack, who's just saying up on Rouge there. Jack, who's just coming out to set his first lap of the day, and he's setting already a couple of tenths down, but that's not much. So he heads out over Le Com, and he'll be desperate to try and best the man who's on top at the moment. That's Martin in the AlphaTauri, as he comes down towards No Name Corner, chucking the car in fourth gear, and now heading down towards Pouon. He'll be down into sixth gear and just putting so much confidence into the car, just sure to get out another warning. And there's the Ferrari of Fowler going through, and he's just come out of, well, he's going into New Name, sorry, and he'll be trying to set a lap now as Fowler heads through. That's Pouon there, sorry. And yeah, so interesting stuff here already as we go into the final 8 minutes of qualifying here. It's already been an interesting session with Martin setting the pace early on. There's still half the field still yet to set their lap times yet. However, that is what we're going to see here in qualifying. We're going to see cars crossing the line wherever, as now Fowler heads up towards the Blanchimont corner, fast steering, flat out corner that they're all fearing around the circuit, that and Eau Rouge, as once again getting very close to the grass there. That might be a strategy that his drivers use to just gain those extra tenths. Now into the bus stop chicane, coming out through the bus stop and flat to the floor now as he heads across the line. What is it going to be? And he's not going to improve. He's going to stay sixth fastest, and that is well, it's not better than his last lap time, but of course he can always improve with the practice laps. Now he's attacking the circuit again, going for a second lap as he heads over the top of the hill, and now heading down the flat out Campbell Straight. He'll be opening the DRS, and there he is, wide open, and now slam the brakes heading into the bus stop chicane and heading through the flowing bus stop chicane there and out. Bit of hesitation there on the corner and gets a little bit of a snap there heading out of the corner, but now into Brussels. He'll be hugging that inside curb there and now out through No Name, and now heading down towards Pouon corner. He's going to be chucking the car through in seventh gear there as the car ahead of him goes wide, and now he joins back on. He's going to be hampered by the AlphaTauri, and the AlphaTauri goes off the circuit to avoid getting in the way of the Ferrari. As now he attacks the circuit once more, just going straight through this part of the racetrack with no hesitation whatsoever, just chucking the car into the corner And that Ferrari being very obedient to him today as he comes up towards Blanchimont corner. Now out through Blanchimont, up towards the bus stop chicane. He heads down into the bus stop chicane, through in second gear, and then be flat out across the line. Will it be better than his previous lap time? He's down in 7th place at the moment. What can he do to try and best that? Is it going to be better? And it is better. He goes up to 4th fastest with a 1:43.6, and that, well, it's put him in a good position there for a good driver and a good position there. However, we see there's the Mercedes stop down there. I wonder what that's all about. As you see, but it's now on a bit of a cool down lap. Or will he be attacking the circuit again? I think he's going for a 3rd lap now. I think the 3rd lap in a row. However, no one has knocked Martin off the top yet. Martin is still the driver to beat on top. As we see the Haas there, that is Harry heading through. And now down towards Eau Rouge. Flat out down towards Eau Rouge. He'll be in 8th gear, up flat through Eau Rouge, attacking both outside and inside curbs. A little bit hesitant there to get on the outside curb, and almost on the grass there. Well, he was on the grass. And back to Boss, who's in the pit lane. He's just coming out of the pit lane, I should say. And he joins the circuit, and he'll be eager to improve his lap time. Down there in 9th at the moment with a 1:44.3. As he heads up the mighty Eau Rouge once more, and now over the curbs and now down Kemmel Straight, weaving to get the temperature back into his tyres. I assume that will be a new set he's put on there from Pirelli as he heads through the Le Combe chicane and down towards Brussels now. I think he'll be desperate to set a better lap time than 9th fastest, but I don't know actually. We see now there's Boss heading through Pouhon now. Of course, not attacking it as he would do in qualifying, but we'll just see as the car ahead of him going very slow. That was a McLaren there to the right of him off the circuit, and now over the Fania chicane in the curbs, and there's seems to be a lot of yellow flags. I think that's just purely the driver slowing down, and then it's green flag once again. 3 minutes to go here, or 4 minutes to go I should say, in this qualifying session, so they'll all be putting their best laps in now, as still Martin on top. He's not come off the top step, and it's leads from the Haas of Sinners, and then ST Plays, Lotus, and Mac there, then in Jeansy Boy, and oh, there goes the Ferrari spinning around. That's Robert Boss 1 spinning the Ferrari at the final chicane. And that won't do him any good at all, trying to set a better lap, because he now hasn't got that speed he had exiting, so I guess a bit too eager on the throttle there. I'm sure we can correct that next time around. As we see that there is the Haas of Sinners now warming up his tyres. I think he's going to be going for another lap, and I do apologise if I'm saying the names incorrectly. He weaves all the way around down to Blanchimont, bus stop, sorry, and going very wide there to get all the speed he can on exit, and now flat to the floor. His first lap attacking the circuit, and Martin has retired from the session. I wonder what's happened there. Martin, I haven't seen what happened to him, but he's out of the session, so he can't best his lap time at 1:43.0, and with now 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Up the hill goes the Haas, and now flat to the floor, foot to the floor I should say, and getting all the slipstream advantage he can from the Mercedes there on the inside. It's pretty much on the grass now, as it's still flat heading into the chicane, and there goes the Mercedes back around the outside now, maybe hampering the Haas perhaps with that amount, and yes, it's had to back off, and I wonder if that was because there were other cars behind him, but he's had to back off there. I'm not sure what was happening is there's the Mercedes of ST Plays heading out now, and that's Tegan, I should say, heading out wide, and I'm sorry for saying them by their username and not their name that are popping up on the channel there, but there is the Williams, and that's McDM30, or Hudson as he's known here, and he heads out over the curves. He's on a lap now, heading down. There's Davies crossing the line, 1:43.5, and the stewards are giving out another warning as we're into the final few minutes of qualifying now. As there's the Haas of Sinez setting 2 fastest sectors as Firefly has gone up to P2 in order promotion. And there's Sinez, Hutton, I should say, sorry, heading through Fania as we watch him come around into Stavilo and now back out through the, I guess that's Stavilo again, and now heading up the long straight towards Blanchimont. Now he went out wide there to let another car through. This car's now crossing the line there. There is Tegan in the Mercedes there as he now heads down the back straight. And now flat to the floor. He'll be desperate now as the timer, we get into the final 10 seconds. This is the final 10 seconds for cars to cross the line and set their best laps. And I don't think anyone's going to miss the flag here, at least they shouldn't miss the flag. However, High Caliber and So Is Face have already finished the session because they were the two in the pit lane. There is Tinez back on a lap, and another car down there stopped and spun around, but that's not going to slow down Sinez, who's heading through. That's driver number 40 that will be on your screen there, heading through and trying to set his fastest lap and trying to get pole, trying to take pole away from Martin. And it's currently an AlphaTauri 1-2, but Sinez, I don't know, it's a yellow first sector for him at the moment. Now through Stavilo he goes, and now it will be flat out as ST Plays retires from the session. That'll be Tegan as well. Sonojo retires. That is Joe that will appear on your screen there. It's now the final cars to come up to the line, of course. The back marker cars setting in their laps, finishing the session as out goes McDM, or Hutton as he's known. And here comes Sinez to cross the line, and he's going into the pit lane. He knows that a lap wouldn't be good enough for pole, and it looks to be, unless one of these midfield cars could do something, it looks to be Martin on pole as we watch Sven, or Luigi Sven as he's known, head through Stavilo as Jeansy goes up to P3, knocking Sinez down to P4, and he now is the one in third place. He's best of the rest apart from the two AlphaTauris, as Jack now through Blanchimont attacking, hard attacking now as he heads up. 2 yellow sectors might not be the best lap for Jack, but he comes around the final corner. Whoa, snap there, but crosses the line. I don't know if he's going to improve. No, he doesn't. Stays 9th. And that looks to be it for qualifying. That is your order for the race. It's Martin on pole in the AlphaTauri. See there, Jack. 9th fastest. So yeah, the order after qualifying, it's Martin from Firefly, from Jeansy, Sinez, ST Plays, Spree, Lotus, McDam 30, Luigi Sven, Jack, Harry, Ironlaw Gamer, Robertos, Sonojo, Korkumelakis, Mano, High Caliber, and So Is Face is the last car on the grid. So an interesting order there that lines us up for this Tier 2 race around Spa. Of course, what can Martin do off the front row? Of course, for setting that lap, the first lap he set being the pole position lap, that was quite spectacular from Martin there in the AlphaTauri, and Firefly, his teammate, lines up alongside him. So it's an AlphaTauri front row lockout with Jeansy will be attacking them from behind. So I wonder what they're going to do at AlphaTauri. Are they going to use Firefly as a bit of a defense against the attacking cars at the start, or will they just ride off into the sunset? and not worry about behind. Only time will tell as we load in to round number 2 here of Tier 2 in the F1WL Racing League. We wait for drivers to ready up or connect to the session, I should say. Of course, loading into this race, once again, I have to say a huge shout out to the sponsors as we complete the loading phase of this. I just want to say a huge shout out to the sponsors. I'll go through them again for you. Mode Push, Formula Prince, Reaction Time F1 Podcast, 60 Ionic, RCS GFX, Race Arts, Racetrack Arts, Formula Rings, Legala Motorsport, Pit Stop Prizes, Next Level Racing, High Caliber Apparel, Superfan Racing, Grid Finder, F1WL, and David Racing. Incredible sponsors that give us incredible racing here in the league. So, as we watch the cars there on the grid, waiting for the signal to start the formation lap here at Spa, and we can get this race underway. It's the final race of the weekend for the league, and we watch there as the final light goes out and it's green light, and they're underway for the formation lap. So yeah, the Alpha Tauris will lead them down into turn 1, as we will see as they're already going wide on the formation lap, and Martin spins it. Martin spins it round on the formation lap. That's it's not the best thing, obviously, but he will try and negotiate his way through the pack now to try and elevate himself back up the order. Of course, ghosting on, so don't know if it will matter if he collides with the car or not. I don't exactly know, but he heads up down there, down the order behind Williams there, as the train of cars snakes their way down there, down the order. It's down towards the com they go. There. Pulse is spinning it around on the. I wonder why he hasn't overtaken the other cars yet to elevate himself back up to where he is on the grid. I wonder why that hasn't happened. But it is only the formation lap, so no dramas as of yet. As he closes up to the back of this pack. The pack is a little bit spread out at the moment, but they'll close up eventually as they will warm their tyres up, pull the burnouts on the grid, and then pull it to a stop, and then get going for the race. As you see, what would be yeah, it's only the formation lap, so that's why you're seeing Martin all the way down the order there. And we look back towards the front of the pack there. Or at least I look to the front of the pack as Firefly leads them up through Blanchimont now, and they're down the order. His teammate Martin in the AlphaTauri, and I do apologise if I'm saying the names incorrectly. This is my first race as a commentator, so you can expect errors, I hope. So yeah, they lead up down to the bus stop chicane, where they will snake around the bus stop chicane and then pull into their grid slots whilst warming up their tyres there, weaving all the time back and forth. But this should be an interesting race for the league, as we see, it's only the second race of this season, so there's still a lot to be decided in the order in terms of the championship. As they pull onto the grid there are all the cars pulling onto the grid, and now Martin has to awkwardly negotiate through some of the cars there, and he pulls in there to pole position, and this is it then. This is what we've all been waiting for all weekend long. It's been the lights out for the Tier 2 race here. Martin pointed very aggressively to the outside as it's 5 lights on in Belgium. And they're underway in Spa, and it's a good start for Martin. However, his teammate might have a better start, and the two AlphaTauris are going to be wheel to wheel down towards turn 1. They go side by side. There's Gingy in the middle of the pack, trying to make it through, and the rest of the pack will just try and follows suit there. There's a bit of banging there as the Williams may have made contact there as they head down there. That's 3 wide down towards Eau Rouge. They have to go single file. They can't run side by side through Eau Rouge, but they're going to try it anyway. That's the Williams and the Red Bull side by side up Eau Rouge. Very close racing, inches separating them. And now, who is your money on now? As they head down the Kemmel Straight, there's the AlphaTauris battling for the win. It's Martin and Firefly wheel to wheel. Martin comes out ahead on the outside as he heads through now, and Firefly is going to come back on the inside and try and take the lead of the race. Oh, very close between the two AlphaTauri drivers as Martin just trying to maintain the lead and Firefly just trying to take the lead away from his teammate, and it's wheel to wheel in the opening stages down towards No Name. Martin on the inside. Fantastic stuff here as the two AlphaTauris run wheel to wheel down towards Pouhon corner they go, and there in the middle of the pack there's the Ferrari dropping down the order now as he goes wide and fighting with a couple of cars, the Mercedes and the McLaren just ahead of him as they're side by side down into Fagnes, and they run wheel to wheel, and there's the AlphaTauri back trying to get past his teammate, and that's Firefly in the lead from Martin. So it's Firefly who took the lead away from him. Must have got it when they went up the inside at Fagnes, and the rest of the pack follow behind them as well. As it is the and here goes the AlphaTauri back. I'm sorry, there was a bit of silence there, and the AlphaTauris are off the track. Martin is trying to desperately pass his teammate here side by side into the bus stop chicane. Martin's gone a little bit deep, and they make wheel banging there. I was going to say they make contact, but they wheel banged, and Martin is back into the lead of the race. And he sets the fastest lap of doing so, 1:53.5. Across the line they go, so start lap number 2. Martin in the lead from his teammate Firefly, then comes Jeansy Boy, then Lotus, then Jack, then ST Plays, and Luigi's friend Harry. So is facing Sinez round out the top 10 there as they head up Eau Rouge. And in other words, they're side by side. The Ferrari and the McLaren wheel to wheel, and are the AlphaTauris going to do battle again? It looks like Firefly might be a little far back for that, and then Jeansy goes up to P3, and he gets past the Ferrari already. So it's wheel to wheel stuff, fantastic wheel to wheel stuff here in the early stages of the race now. However, the order is Martin, Davies, Jeans, Paola, Jack, Tegan, Sven, Harrison, Face, Boss round out the top 10, then Sinez, then Kowalski, Mano, Vero, Joe, and then the two two Williams at the back of the field. I wonder what happened there after their terrific qualifying session. They've dropped down the order, and McDom dropping down the order at the start, so I wonder if he's had a bit of a bad start or not. And there we see that is Paola trying to chase down Jeansy in the McLaren for P3. Their final spot on the podium. The fight is still on between Ferrari and McLaren as the rest of the field follow them through. One big single file train heading up through Blanchimont. And will he attack him down into the bus stop chicane? I would assume he's a bit far back for a bit of a lunge, but they head through Blanchimont and head onto lap number 3 then of this race, as the steward's giving out another warning there, and Martin setting another fastest lap, a 1:47.9, and it's still fast stuff from Martin, so already setting the pace again. And after coming under pressure from his teammate Firefly at the start, it looks like he's making inroads at the moment, or is he? As they head up Eau Rouge, there's Jack in the middle of the pack, and here comes the Ferrari again on the McLaren. He's going to try another attack there down towards Blanchimont, and the two AlphaTauris are side by side for the lead of the race. They go wheel to wheel. Firefly takes back the lead of the race as the spree goes round the outside. Oh, it's wheel to wheel between the two cars, and McLaren went off the track there, and behind the Red Bull and the Mercedes, wheel to wheel again, and was there contact there? Was there contact as the McLaren had to take avoiding action off, and while the AlphaTauris goes round, while the AlphaTauris went round there, that was Martin who's spun around. I think he made contact with his teammate. We're focusing on the battle between the McLaren and the Ferrari when the two AlphaTauris have made contact, and that's disaster for Martin. He's going to drop down the order. He's under pressure from the Alfa Romeo into Pouhon now. That's disaster for the pole sitter. He's dropped down to 8th position. He's going to have to do some work now if he wants to get back to at least the podium positions now. As he makes his way through Fagnes, just tiptoeing his way around. He's really under pressure from Sir in the Alfa Romeo there, as he now closes up to the back of the Haas there. That'll be Harry in the Haas. They head out of Stavlo up towards Blanchimont now. And it'll be, I assume there's going to be some side-by-side action here as it's Martin in the middle of the field. He's looking to make gains. Is he going to make a move on the pass here up towards the Blanchimont chicane? Bus stop chicane. He goes deep on the brakes and he's wheel to wheel. Oh, and he's round again. Oh, saves it, however. Saves it, but he's down the order. He's down to P10 now. There's only 1 point now for Martin if he finishes the race there. And intense stuff here for Martin. He's dropped down the order. It's just crumbling for Martin there as we see back to the front of the pack. That's Jeansy down to P6 now. He's dropped behind both Mercedes. So while Martin was trying to make his way up, Jeansy's been making his way back. And through down towards the camera straight there is the Ferrari and Firefly wheel to wheel for the lead of the race. Firefly still maintains the lead of the race. So sorry, that was the Ferrari wheel to wheel with the Red Bull there. I do apologise for that momentary lapse in concentration there as we look towards the middle of the pack. There's a 3-second time penalty for Sonojo, or Joe as it would appear on your screen, for too many warnings. I'd assume there are multiple warnings as they head down towards Poo on there, and yellow flag out in sector 2, and is the sector that the cars will be fastly approaching. And there's Firefly still in the lead of the race, still controlling the race nicely out in front. May have made contact with his teammate. I didn't see it because I was focusing on the battle between the McLaren and the Ferrari. However, all we know is that his teammate's down the order and is already attacking Robertos in the Ferrari now. He's looking to make a move here up towards Blanchimont, and we haven't seen many moves into the bus stop chicane here at Spa, but we may see one today as he follows him through. And there's a yellow flag, sector 1 and 2. That's right where the two sectors split, and looks to be all right now. However, Martin attacking there. The Ferrari goes wide underneath pressure from Martin, and Martin already making up a place there. So he's up to P9 already. The comeback recovery has started as Sonojo leaves the session. I wonder what happened there between them two for that to happen, as the stewards give out another warning to an unnamed driver. Now I'd assume it would be for track limits, although given the amount of contact that's been going on, I wouldn't be surprised if it's nothing more. But as we see there, as it's wheel to wheel between the McLaren and the Alfa Romeo, that's Sir with Face heading through up to P6 now. Goes Sir with Face in the Alfa Romeo, sorry. And Jeansy dropping down again another position. Again, he's dropped down to P7, so he's not having a good first opening stages here at Spa for the race now as he heads through No Name. He's really dropping down the order, and he's got to help himself get up the order now. So we watch the two Mercedes do go wheel to wheel, well, not wheel to wheel, but line astern through Fania chicane, and now coming out of Fania chicane, and then they'll head through Stavlo, and then they get to start Blanchimont sequence, and then up towards the bus stop all over again now as they head out of Stavlo now, and they out of the Stavlo section, and now it's a flat out run up towards one of the most feared corners on the circuit apart from Eau Rouge. Yellow flag sector 3, and Martin's had an incident. Martin has had an incident, and we've got a safety car here, and that's why the Williams facing the wrong way. That's Hutton facing the wrong way, and Martin out of the race. The pole sitter is out, and Firefly heads into the pit lane, or Davis heads into the pit lane, sorry to say, and Brew goes Jack into the lead of the race, and we could have a flurry of cars into the pit lane here. And yes, we've got multiple cars heading into the pit lane now as it all unfolds as the safety car comes out, because the pole sitter is out of the race. There's the Ferrari stop there with Paola. They're the AlphaTauri team. One car left in this race as they all stack up into the pit lane. There's a Haas going into the pit lane. There is Tegan heading out of the pit lane. So the order jumbles up once again. Then that means Luigi jumps up to P2. Jeansy jumps up towards P3. Robert Boss in the Ferrari jumps up to P4. Sinez jumps up to P5. Iron Law Gamer P6, and Firefly, who came into the pit lane, he was the first car to come into the pit lane, down in P7, and everyone behind him has, I'd assume, come into the pit lane. As we see the safety car, they're catching up to the back of the safety car queue there, and Yeah, so everyone down from Firefly has made a stop. So the top 6 cars haven't made their stops yet, as we see the final 2 cars exiting the pit lane. That's Hutton and Valerio, or High Caliber, as he's better known in the league. And we see there is the back of the safety car train, and that would be, I'd assume that would be ST Blaze, or Tegan, I should say, heading through the poo on now as they all warm their tyres up, or the ones who have pitted will warm their tyres up behind the pit lane, and the ones who have pitted. So Firefly has put on the hard tyre, and everyone down from Firefly to Harry has put on the hard tyre. And that's, I should say, that's from Davis down to Harrison has put on the hard tyre. Joe has put on the medium tyre, and Mano back on the hard set, and everyone else below them is on the medium, apart from the final car. That is Korkumekelis. Apologies if I'm saying that name incorrectly. But he's put on the hard compounder tyre. You see the cars now and there. You see Jack started ninth, is now first in the race, I believe. That graphic just said there. Now, I do apologise if I'm getting things a bit mixed up as we watch the safety car train enter the bus stop chicane. And we're just waiting for a few cars to catch the back of the safety car train. No cars are lap down, so we won't have any fiascos with letting lap cars through. So it's only on lap 6 though, as we are under safety car, under the Aston Martin safety car, as it leads the pack up through turn 1. A very interesting first couple of laps here in Belgium. Of course, the pole sitter out of the race, Martin, having an incident somewhere around the circuit, and well, I wonder what has gone on there. I wonder what has happened to him, and we'll be having words with his AlphaTauri team for sure after the race. And we watch the safety car team, the safety car, lead the field, and the field snaking down the long Kemmel straight there. They head into the hard braking zone of the bus stop. Not a hard braking zone now because they're going at slow speeds. But Jack will be smiling like joy in the lead of the race. Or he may not be smiling like joy because he's still going to make that stop. However, we have to ask, how long is it going to be until Davis or Firefly makes his way through the field? And I think I'll just refer to the drivers' names as they appear on the graphics here because it may confuse viewers. And I do apologise about that. However, we see on the safety car Jack, Sven, Jeans, Boss, Sinez, Kowalski, Davis, Paula, Tegan, and with Face round out the top 10. Harrison just missing out on the top 10 there. He's going to have to try and attack with Face there. And Joe in P12, he left the session, so it's interesting to see he's still racing. It might be an AI car that has taken over for him. As we look there is Jack, who is just cruising around the last couple of corners. But then after Joe, it's Mano, then Hutton, then Valerio, then Colis, and he's the last guy in the pack. And safety car will be in this lap. So safety car is in at the end of this lap, and it will be Jack who takes us back to green flag racing as we watch there Luigi swerving his tyres, getting ready for the restart. There's Jack, on board Jack, as he goes side to side on the circuit. And I wonder when he'll go. I wonder when he's going to make a break for it. He's got the whole field stacked up behind him there. As he heads through Blanchimont, he'll head up to the bus stop chicane, and I assume he'll head out of Blanchimont, but it's just a matter of question as to when he's going to go. And Iron Lord Gamer has dropped down the field. As Jack takes us back to green flag racing out of the bus stop chicane. It is once more, green flag waves in the air here in Belgium as they cross the line there. The Mercedes already under pressure from Jeansy Boy, as now Jeansy heading on the outside. He's going to try around the outside. However, the Mercedes has got the inside advantage and they come close on exit. However, Jeansy just holding on to P2 and goes up to P2. The Mercedes had to yield there. He wouldn't have liked to go through Eau Rouge side by side, so he's down to P3. but is that going to play an advantage to him now, because he's going to have the slipstream effect down towards the Lecombe chicane, and now they head side by side. He's gaining, but I don't think he's gaining enough to at least send a lunge. Or he is going to send a lunge, sorry. He's going to, well, he's not. He's going to have a look there up the inside as Jeansy still holds on to P2. And the Haas of Senez still in P4. And Boss in P5. Davis P6. Paula P7, as there's another warning handed out by the stewards. As Tegan P8. Sirwood's Face P9. Harrison P10, Joe 11th, Mano 12th, Hutton 12th, as they're side by side. That is the Sonojo and the Haas of Harry, who went wheel to wheel, and Harry made the move on the ghosted Sonojo, and bit of an easier move that when the cars are ghosted, but it doesn't take away from the bravery at all, because he was very brave to put his car there. Even though the cars are ghosted, they can sometimes have real physics there as they head out and up towards Blanchemont. And there was a spinning Mercedes there. There was a car spun around there, and I think that's and it's Tegan. It's Tegan who spun as they go wheel to wheel through Blanchemont. They're all over the road now as they head out through Blanchemont and up towards the bus stop chicane. That gaggle of cars just making their way through and out onto the pit straight. It's absolute carnage on the restart here as there are cars all over the track, cars going wide, cars spinning out as we go on to lap 9, almost double digit numbers as we head through. And there down the hill there is Davis in the middle of the pack, in between a Ferrari sandwich there as he heads up the hill. He's going to be desperate to pass this Ferrari. How long's he going to break? When's he going to break the slipstream? Who is going to be last on the brakes between these two cars? Will it be Firefly coming out on top, or Davis coming out on top, I should say, as Davis closed up to the back? Didn't make a lunge though. I'm surprised he didn't make a lunge. He's going to be desperate to pass these cars, but I guess he's going to bide his time behind the Ferrari as he's very close to him. He could make a move down into Brussels. He's having a look for certain, and is he going to try and force his nose in there? Surely not, because he's going to need to have the outside line for No Name, and rightly so, he backs out, but he's not going to give up. Yeah, he's going to have a look into Pouon, and surely not. He was not going to make the move into Pouon. That would have required some brave, but he's going to try and get him on Pouon. Oh, touch, and they're both off. There goes the Ferrari spinning round. Davis saves it and puts it back onto the circuit. The Ferrari of Robertos spins out, and that's Boss dropped down the order. Absolute disaster here as we see the Williams almost pushing the Alfa Romeo through Stavolo and up towards Blanchemont. This has been not a good restart for Ferrari as Robert Boss drops down the order, and that is terrible for Robert Boss. He's dropped 17 seconds behind the pack, and I wonder who would have been the party at fault there. I don't think anyone's at fault there. I think that was just a bit of a racing incident, as we see side by side there. That's wheel to wheel, so with Face and McDom heading through side by side down the straight up towards La Source. Is he going to be brave on the inside? He's going to put his car there, and he's going to succeed as well. And there goes Hutton up to P8 now as he passes Surface, and Surface isn't done with him yet. He's wheel to wheel into Eau Rouge. That was a brave move from Sir with Face to put himself up to P8. Brilliant move there from the Alfa Romeo. He was brave in putting his car on the inside for Eau Rouge, and that was just fantastic stuff there. But the Williams had a little look there into Lecombe. You saw it there. He moved out from his line, and is he going to try it again? Is he going to put his car? He's going to risk it. Oh, he's desperately trying to pass him. This is a great ding-dong battle between two cars side by side through Brussels. He's on the outside. Who's going to come out on top here as Sir has the inside advantage? No, sorry, McDom had the inside advantage, and he gets ahead. Ding-dong battle here at Spa as Sir Face once again having a little look to the inside of Pouon as Hutton makes his way up to P8 again. Fantastic stuff there as they went side by side for about half a lap there through wheel to wheel, and that is the sort of racing we love to see in the racing that can be brought to us thanks to our sponsors. These sponsors, of course, brilliant as ever, bringing us this incredible talent here. But are we going to have some more racing on our hands? Are we going to have some more wheel-to-wheel action between the two drivers there as up through Blanchimont they go. And that's we call this wheel to wheel with the other Alfa Romeo of high caliber. So we've seen the one side of the story as Harrison now under pressure from Hutton now as they head into turn one. Hutton on the inside, he's gotten ahead. Cormac Hutton getting ahead here, but Harrison's going to have the advantage now on the acceleration now down towards Eau Rouge. They surely can't go side by side, and they don't go side by side, but he's going to have the slipstream all the way down the Camel Straight now. He's going to have the DRS wide open here, I should think, as now he heads down towards the Chicane, who is going to be latest on the brakes. I should think it's Harry, who's already moving out on his line. He's going to be past him already there, up to 7th place, but is he going to be brave on the outside? No, he's not. He's not going to be brave enough to put his car on the outside, but he is going to try and have a little look here. And is he going to make a move down towards Brussels now? He's going to be side by side with him. He's going to be on the inside. He's going to force his line right the way through there, side by side, wheel to wheel stuff, and he's come out on top. Hutton has come out back on top again here at Spa, and he's back ahead of Harry in the Haas. So the Williams making big moves here on the lap 11. As we see there, that is still right racing with Hutton now as he heads through the final chicane. Now the final chicane, there's the Ferrari of that'll be Lotus there, or Paolo as you know him, as Paolo makes his way down towards the mighty Blanchimont corner. And it's always where the slipstream action happens. It's either down towards Blanchimont or down towards Le Com, as we look towards what Esprit Lotus is up to. He's just following the Haas line for line through, and oh, the Haas has a little spin there, and through goes Paula on Sinez. Sinez had a little spin out the final corner, and he caught it. Thankfully, he caught it, and that means that Paula's back ahead for this. But now has that put him at the disadvantage, because as Sinez drops back behind, he's going to be under pressure from Davis now down towards Eau Rouge as they head up through Eau Rouge. Now through Radion they go. As now the Alpha Tower will be all over the back of the Haas here. They'll be attacking him already and already putting his car on the outside. That's brave to do so, because he's going to have to be latest on the brakes now. But he's already got himself ahead, and up to P5 goes Davis ahead of Sinez. And, well, that was some committed stuff there from Sinez to put his car, Davis to put his car on the outside there. He would have had to be late on the brakes if he hadn't got ahead, but he was certainly going to be ahead by a long shot. He must have had all of his fuel enabled and DRS enabled, I should say, and all of his ERS enabled as well as there. That's wheel to wheel. That is Bucalis on with face, and with face has dropped now behind him. Now he's going to be under pressure from the ghosted Sanojo. They head through Pouon there, and through Pouon they go. Another warning for another driver. What is going on with these warnings today? As we see Sanojo following Service Face out of the corners as we look towards the other Williams ahead. Kokoru on high caliber. He's going to slipstream all the way as high caliber, a little bit wider. So that's the Ferrari up towards. That'll be Paula up towards the Le Com chicane. He's just following the Mercedes of Luigi, and there Jeansy Boy goes into the pits. Jeansy Boy into the pit lane, and that's going to free up Luigi to have some clear air ahead of him, but it may not be for much longer, because the Ferrari is right on his tail as we see Jeansy into the pit lane. And this needs to be a fast stop from McLaren if he wants a chance of getting back up the order in this race. It is a pretty quick stop from McLaren there to elevate himself back up as the other Ferraris come in. That's Robertos, that we saw heading in as well. And there, down the Campbell Straight they go. And this is now for the lead of the race as Luigi is in the lead of the race, but not for much longer, because there goes Davis. A three-way fight for the lead of the race is there on the inside. The Ferrari side by side with the Mercedes there. Luigi and Paolo not giving each other any room to work with the doors. They almost run out wide, and now here comes Senez trying to put his nose in, and he does put his nose in on the inside of Brussels. He's going to try and follow him through there, and he does follow him through. And up to position goes, and he drops down behind. Hutton now, as Luigi not having a good lap there, drops down 5 places. He was in the lead there. I don't know what happened to Davis, whether they caught him just pure on slipstream or whether he had a mistake. I wonder what happened there, as now we see that's Hutton there on the back of the Haas of Sinez. There is the Ferrari, goes a little bit wide now. And this is Sinez's chance to try and get past him. He's on the outside through Stavolo now. And are they going to run side by side? They certainly run line astern. But are they going to go side by side? And there, I know who's going to risk it. The Williams is now risking it on the outside. That's Hutton trying to go through, and he could pick off another one. A Spree Lotus side by side. It's very, very close between the two of them there, almost off the track. And he somehow comes out ahead now, down towards the bus stop. No one's sending it there because it's a bit of a too dangerous of a place. But Hutton up to P2. This is a fantastic fight there as Davis puts in the fastest lap of the race. He's still in the race. No one going into the pit lane on this lap in particular. But now we see Paula versus the Hutton. Sorry, and a bit of contact there. That may have been the Mercedes and the Haas may have been making contact there. Sinez and Luigi Sven making contact there as they come up Eau Rouge once more now. Up over Radion. Now it'll be a slipstream fest down towards the next braking zone of Lecombe. Here he goes. He's going to cover on the outside. He's going to try and risk it on the outside. That'll require bravery on the brakes, but he's already ahead of him, and there goes the Ferrari ahead, and the two Hasses running side by side, or line astern, I should say, through Lecombe now, but it's Paolo ahead of Hutton. He must have gotten ahead of him at the Lecombe chicane. You saw them side by side there, and that's almost side by side between Luigi and Harry there as they run almost wheel to wheel through No Name, and now down towards Pouin corner. Is Harry going to risk it on the outside? No, surely not, because there would have been enough room. And there, that is Jeansy Boy, the only other McLaren in this race there, as we watch back towards that battle with Luigi. And they run through Fagna and out of Fagna down towards Stavolo now, as it's going to be close quarter racing now, I should imagine, as long as they don't stop now. However, Luigi Sven on 13 lap old tyres. I think he's one of the drivers yet to make his stop in the race now, as we see yellow flags waving in sector 2, and I think that's Jeansy Boy. May have had a spinnies drop down behind, and here we go up towards the bus stop. Is the Haas going to send it now on Luigi? He's looking like he's shaping up for a move. Has a little look though on the outside. Luigi does go defensive though through the bus stop, as there the Haas behind them. Sinez goes into the pit lane, and Hutton has also gone into the pit lane as well, so that will free up Paula, who will now go with clean air for the next lap, as we see. And there's Luigi and Harry still fighting it out between the two. Well, not fighting it out per se, but still trying to keep each other at bay at the moment, just trying to hold on to that final podium position. Luigi there, as we see the fastest lap being set by another driver. Here we go down the Camel straight. He's going to be side by side with him all the way through, and I think he's going to be already ahead of him. He's certainly ahead of him now as Luigi drops down to P4. Harry goes back into the podium places, and as we see cars heading into the pit lane, that's Hutton heading out of the pit lane, and Waller heading out of the pit lane. Shinojo on pit exit as well, and they're down the order. And there is the Haas that just came out of the pit lane. That's Sinez weaving his tyres up, heading into the Lecombe chicane, and it's going to be some interesting stuff now, as we see the pack still kind of spread out at the moment. However, I wonder if these runners who have gone late into the race are going to come up through the field as their tyres, as the front runners' tyres slowly go off. However, we see back towards that's Luigi's fan, and Jeansy Boy is out of the race. Jeansy Boy is out of the race, and I wonder what's happened there. He's just out of the race in general, as High Caliber, or Volo I should say, is about to pass the scene of the accident, and Jeansy Boy has left the session. Not good stuff here for McLaren. They'll walk away here with no points, and I wonder, is that going to be a safety car, or is it going to be one of those weird times in the race where we don't get a safety car? No, there doesn't look to be a safety car coming out, so it looks like, and I know Luigi would have wanted a safety car. Luigi would have wanted a safety car on 14 lap old tyres. That is crazy that he's still managed to able to keep his car on the circuit. He's almost gone half the race distance on those tyres. And yeah, as you see there, Sven was 77% wear, 80% on the back rears as well. That is absolutely crazy stuff. He's still managing to keep that car going. He must be the tyre whisperer or something, as he heads down towards Lecombe. As he heads down towards Lecombe now, and I wonder if he's going to come into the pits this lap or the next lap around. But behind there could be a change of position there. That's plays going on the outside of Surface. And Surface under real pressure now as they run wheel to wheel. And there, the Mercedes goes off the circuit, but there's other stuff going on as we see the other Alfa Romeo wheel to wheel. And there's the battle, and there, almost 3 wide through Brussels now. And the Williams making out ahead of that battle. That's Hutton getting out on top of that battle, and Tegan, who started that. There's the second car in that little train of cars. Unfortunately, coming out as the loser of that battle, sort of, and he'll be pushing now to try and get ahead of Surface now. They head down. There's the tyre performance on. There's the tyre performance on with Face now, and Tegan there, and the tyre performance as well. So Tegan has the advantage here. I think they're both on 10-lap-old tyres, but I still think Tegan has the advantage. However, is with Face going to come under some pressure into the final chicane? I don't think he is, because the Mercedes is a little bit far back for a lunge at that. So it's Davis still leading from Paula, and then comes Harrison, Jack, Sven, Hutton with Face, Tegan, Mano, Snez, Coco Morales, and Hutton has made a move as Sven is into the pit lane. So Luigi Sven comes into the pit lane, and he's going to now drop down the order on 15-lap hards, and he's now gone on to soft tyres, so that's going to be interesting. And Williams also behind comes in as Porco comes in. And another car comes in as well. That's Iron Law Gamer, who's also into the pit lane. The Aston Martin, the Aston Martin team is there. The Williams team waiting for his 5-second penalty to be done, and then he heads out. He'll head back out into the pit lane as that's wheel to wheel up towards Lecom. That's the two. That's with Face wheel to wheel with Plays now, or Tegan wheel to wheel with Face. Sorry, as Tegan just trying to get ahead. He's on the inside line into Brussels corner. Oh, he's late on the brakes. He set it a bit deeper now. So his Face is going to come back onto the inside line and down towards No Name they go. Side by side, brave stuff from Face to hold it on the outside, and brave stuff from Tegan to hold it on the inside. Surely side by side into Braun. This surely isn't going to work, and I think Face may have yielded there a little bit, because Tegan has come out on top on the inside, and a bit of lag there, almost ruining this little fight here as there with Face almost pushing him round the corners there, practically pushing him around Fania now as they head into Savilo. This is epic stuff, Royal, as they head through. Brilliant racing here, as Harry has got a 5-second time penalty, and Mano has got a 3-second time penalty now. Penalty is being awarded out as there the Haas is going to go side by side with the Alfa Romeo up towards Blanchimont. Wow, we have seen some impressive moves here today, but this has been a crazy race so far with so many overtakes. It's been such an intense run, as we see as Hutton setting the fastest lap of the race at 1:46.4 now as they head through. 5 laps to go now in this race. We're on lap 18 of 22, and they come out of La Source, and their move, that's Harry and Jack, who have just swapped positions now, as Jack may have got past Harry on the straight there as Luigi Sven gets past Zanojo heading into turn 1, so he's already on the recovery up the order, or he's on his way back up the order to make his to get a good result, on the soft tyres. He's on the fastest tyre now. He's on the 1-lap-old soft tyres. They're brand new softs they put on. He heads down towards the corner, Lacombe chicane, 10% tyre wear. So he's already pushing hard to try and catch the pack up already. Look down there, and it's almost side by side between Sinez and Tegan again. And Sinez could be looking for a potential pass here on Tegan. And Face just looking at the background, hoping they can somehow get involved, that these two slow each other up so much that they can somehow get themselves involved, as Harry has a little look there into the Lacombe chicane. And Harry, once again, far onto the back of him. Sorry, not Harry, Sinez on the back of him. As we look there's the live data on board. He's going to go all the way up to 4th gear. He'll be flat out, foot to the floor racing. As we head up towards Blanchimont, he's already catching him. And Tegan trying to make the slipstream. As now here comes Sinez. Is he going to try and make a manoeuvre? No, he's not. He's not going to be brave enough to send it to Blanchimont, and rightly so, because we do not want 2 smashed up race cars down there. We'd rather see him continue on. as we see a bit of lag there also coming through, almost making this race a disaster. But they continue through. There is Senez following Tegan round the last couple of corners, and their fastest lap once again set by Hutton. That's how they head down towards Eau Rouge now. And is he going to have the slipstream? Is he going to dare make that move down into Les Combes? Is he going to try something? Let's see now, as he's already breaking the slipstream, already breaking the toe now, but jumps back into line for the braking zone. It's very, very close between these two, and they're slowing up on exit. Is the other Haas. I think he may have had a spin or something. He's about to get lapped by his teammate now, as we see the first cars that are going laps down. And there, Tegan and Senez are going wheel to wheel. Well, not wheel to wheel, line astern through the corners. Now Pouon comes next as after no name. And it's been real stuff, as here he goes. He's catching him on the exit. He's brave enough to put his car on the outside there. He's on the inside for Fagna, and he's going to be brave enough on the brakes to send it to Fagna, and he got that move done, and that was important for him because now he's ahead, and now he is far ahead. And I do apologise if I said Harry was about to go a lap down. I got a little confused in all the racing and the chaos and all the wheel-to-wheel racing, as so his face. Not wanting the result he wanted. I'm sure he would have wanted to catch up to the back of this queue, or these two cars battling. But now, Tegan down the order, down to 7th place, and Senez up in 6th there. And it's then you come out onto lap 20 now, as their surface has a little moment there in the background, out of sight, but not out of mind. As we now head down out of La Source, and now heading up towards Eau Rouge. Are we going to have part number 2 of this battle? Is it going to be Tegan versus Senez again? I'd say so, given how much Tegan has closed up on the foot, on now the run down the Camel Straight. Now is he going to be brave enough to put it on the inside? No, because he's closed the gap, and now he's on the outside and through late enough on the brakes to get the car through on the outside there. He got that move done, and that was all he needed really to move himself back up to P6, and a good move there once again. Now Tegan finds himself in a bit of a Haas sandwich now, although the other Haas is a few seconds up the road from them, as they're trying to go wheel to wheel. Here's Senez trying his very, very best there, and you can't blame him because he's desperately trying to weave his way through or find a way by to just take that position away from him. And we come down towards Fagna again, where he got past Senez. Initially got past him, and I thought he was side by side with him there, but wasn't. And now they run line astern through Fagna down towards Stavelot, and out of Stavelot up towards Blanchimont. Now it's flat out down this section of the racetrack now, as they will go almost side by side. They'll definitely catch up to one another. Senez will definitely have that advantage as the leader heads on to lap 21, and Luigi Sven has just got past Mano, and they're side by side through up towards Blanchimont, and Sven getting past Mano there, and may have been a brave move on the outside, but it certainly paid off for him, as there Haas moving out of line again on Tegan, as Senez moves out of the source, and he'll be desperate to catch up with him here, and I'd say it's going to surely get him here down the brakes down towards Les Combes, where he made game earlier. He heads up the hill out of the gap, looking a little bit far though, so it may look a bit impossible for him on this lap. Who's to say the last lap isn't full of drama and controversy. As now they head into Les Combes, and Mano's got past Luigi Sven again. Mano getting back ahead of Luigi Sven, so that's not good for Luigi because he's desperately trying to pass him here. And this is for 9th place now, and this is critical for Luigi if he wants to score points here. As now down towards Brussels, he had a little look, but it doesn't mould into anything. As now you head through No Name down towards Pouon. I don't think Luigi's going to look for a move here because it's a bit of a brave move. It's risky and brave. He's going to certainly catch him on the exit, and is he going to have a look up towards Fagna? He certainly is, you know. He's on the inside. Is he going to be brave enough? Mano on the outside. They're side by side through the mid corner, and they're still side by side on the exit. It closes up tightly, and they're just separated by mere inches now as they come out of Stavilo up towards the final few corners. As it's now 1 lap to go, as the leader crosses the line, Davis crosses the line. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Mode Push. And there you see Jack closing in. This is for P2 on Paula. Jack and Paula, are we going to see a last lap deciding move for second place? It's second place for us, but it means all the world to the drivers here. And Jack is already in the slipstream. He's already passed Paula and through down towards the calm. He's already got that move done before he even got to the braking zone. And he comes out ahead, and now he's up to P2. And that is the biggest mover of the race. As we look down the order, there's the Hasses and the Mercedes heading through up towards the Kemmel Straight now. This is Sinez's final chance to try and get past him at the easiest available opportunity. And he's not going to close in enough. And it's just not going to be enough for Sinez. He needs to close up closer. And he does close up closer on exit. And here he goes on the outside. I thought for a second he was going to go on the outside of turn 7 there. But now into Brussels. Is he going to force his nose on the inside like we've seen with some drivers today? No, he's not. But he's going to almost push him around the Brussels there into No Name. They head line astern through side by side. And they still run wheel to wheel. I mean, not wheel to wheel, but line astern. As we see there, Firefly, otherwise known as Davis, is going to start off tier 2. And he's going to come across the line out of the bus stop chicane. He puts the power down for one last time. And he is going to be the winner here at Spa. Davis wins the second race of the year here. And Jack is going to come home P2. Paula P3. And if he can hold on to it, the Williams of Hutton is going to take P4 now as he comes around the final few corners. And Sinez has got Tegan. Sinez has got Tegan as the Hasses will come home P6 and P5. There is Sinez almost pushed over the line, almost pushed over the curb there by Tegan. But they come home P5 and P6. Tegan comes home P7. Luigi will come home P8. Mano P9 for Mano. Sir with Face P10. Sir with Face gets Mano, sorry, because of the penalty. Sir with Face got Mano because of the penalty. And Sonojo, the ghost of Shinozo, turns out P11. And we wait for the final cast across the line. There's Boris taking P12. Iron Lord Gamer will come through P13 as he heads around the final 2 corners now. As the 5-second penalty, or the penalty that he has, it's not 5 seconds, it may not be 5 seconds, but he comes across the line. I don't think that's going to play into effect because High Caliber's a few fair seconds behind. But all the best here at Spa as they come around the final corner. High Caliber have come around, finished P14, and 3 DNFs. Robertos, Jeansy Boy, and Martin, the pole sitter, out of the race. He must be gutted with that feeling of going out when he could have won the race. But that is it for us here at Spa then. I would say that was a fairly good race. And your driver of the day is Hutton, or MacDM30. A good race here at Spa. Of course, rounded out the top 10 as we watch there. This will be the celebrations for the winners. I'm sure Davis or Firefly is delighted with himself there. He could bring his car to the top step today, and he had the pace. You saw him attacking his teammate early on, and it proves to show. They may have made contact, but I'm not sure, as they celebrate up there on the podium. Jack and Paula join him up there too. The 3 drivers also elated to be up there. And there, the official finishing orders. The bubbly stuff is sprayed for Firefly today, or Davis as he's rather known. And a great race here for round 2 of F1WL Tier 2. As they stand up on the podium together. Brilliant race where the 3 drivers can all come together after such a hard-fought race. There's the final finishing result then. It's Firefly from Jack, from Lotus, MacDM, Harry, Sinez, Luigi, ST Play, Sir with Face, Mano, Sonojo, Corcomicalis. I apologise if I said that wrong. Iron Lord Gamer, High Caliber, Robertos, and then High Caliber, the final finisher, Robertos, Jeansy Boy, and Martin are the 3 non-finishers of the race. A great race here at Spa, and a great race for the final weekend of racing, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we have.